Good morning and happy Thursday. Every other Thursday, we are right here at Pawsitive Talk Time, Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue, Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa. Can't wait to be joined with Jessica Cook, the owner of Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa and Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. In fact, she sent me a text last night. I'm super excited. I can't wait to congratulate her. We'll find out about that. And this is going to be a really fun show. I hope you get really interactive with us because we have a ton of myths to bust through that have to do with your four-legged babies. All right. It's going to be fun today. I walked outside and thought I am going to wear fall-like clothes because that's what it feels like. It's so crazy how quickly 48 hours things change. If you are in our immediate area, you're feeling it. Get out there, walk the dogs, by the way, this morning. If you can't get out this morning, this is one of those days where I'm going to say you can walk around lunchtime and into the afternoon because it's going to be absolutely beautiful weather. As we get into next week, it truly is going to feel like fall already, and we haven't even wrapped up summer. We're going to be in the 70s. In fact, let's go ahead and go right into the weather forecast. 84 today, looks gorgeous, and we get down into the mid 60s tonight. As we get into the weekend, by the way, the Festival of Nations, I'll talk about here in just a second. That's happening this weekend, so a beautiful day, actually 2 days for that. 86 tomorrow, the same for Saturday. There is a very slight chance of rain in the forecast on Saturday. Sunday, 81, the pick day. There's not a cloud in the sky predicted right now. We get into next week, no mention of rain until we get to the following Saturday. But look at those temperatures, 77, 76, 78, 79. Here I was wanting to take some time and get in the pool, and it might be too cold for it. We're talking about upper 50s for the low next week. I mean, seriously, we have jumped from summer to fall so unbelievably quick. And I think you're going to enjoy this if you go to a Cards game because they're back at Busch Stadium coming on Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you go to a Cards game, you might want to wear a jacket because it's going to be cold. We will be again in the upper 50s for the lows. So not complaining about that. As you pop on, let us know where you're watching from. Feel free to say hi to your community. We love all of you diehards and then all of you that are brand new. There was a lady that just found us yesterday. She's like, oh my God, I love that I found you. This is the kind of show I want to wake up to. So Jennifer Rose, good morning to you. I'm so glad. All right, let's get into some news you can use. And I'm seeing this all over every news source that I saw. This is actually kind of concerning. It hasn't happened in 5 years. So this is a California resident that they're saying test positive for plague after camping in South Lake Tahoe. The person was camping in this area located in the Sierra Nevada mountains in Eastern California. The El Dorado County Public Health Division is saying it's the first such infection reported in the county since 2020, when a case of human plague was also traced back to the South Lake Tahoe area. The resident is recovering at home under the supervision of a medical professional. Now, plague is caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. It is most often transmitted to humans and other mammals via flea bites or handling infected animals. Rodent fleas spread the bacteria to people, dogs, and cats after becoming infected by squirrels, chipmunks, and other wild rodents. An average of 7 people are diagnosed with a confirmed case of the plague each year in the United States. Now, typically, cases occur in northern New Mexico, northern Arizona, southern Colorado, California, southern Oregon, and far western Nevada. Over 80% of U.S. plague cases have been the bubonic form, also known as the Black Plague. And while that is famous for killing huge swaths of the European population during the Middle Ages, it is now treatable with antibiotics. So what are the symptoms? According to the CDC, fever, headache, chills, nausea, weakness, swollen lymph nodes. And of course, you might hear all those and goes, well, those mimic other things. So to protect yourself, do not feed squirrels, chipmunks, or other wild rodents. Never touch sick, injured, or dead rodents. Do not allow your pets to play with or pick up sick, injured, or dead rodents. Again, that's kind of hard sometimes, right? Do not camp, sleep, or rest near animal burrows or areas where dead rodents are observed. Obviously, like we always tell you, to put on long pants tucked into boot tops, spray the insect repellent containing DEET. Pet cats are highly susceptible, they're saying, to plague and can pose a direct threat to humans. So if you get sick, of course, after being in an area, immediately consult your physician. That is one of the top stories that is moving all over national news, local news, all over social media today. So wanted to start with that, not to alarm you, but just to make you aware. Okay, I thought this one was kind of cool. NASA's Webb telescope finding a new tiny moon. And again, if you are in 7th grade and you're a boy, you're going to laugh when I say this because the new tiny moon was found around Uranus. All right, we were all kids at one point. See, even Jessica and Jim are laughing in the background. The new member of the lunar gang announced yesterday by NASA, it appears to be just 6 miles wide. It was spotted by the telescope's near infrared camera during observations back in February. Scientists think that it hid for so long, even eluding the Voyager 2 spacecraft during its flyby about 40 years ago because of its faintness and its small side. Again, here you go. Uranus has 28 known moons that are named after characters from Shakespeare and Alexander Pope. After about half are smaller and orbit the planet at closer range. They say there's probably a lot more of them. They just need to keep looking. So kind of cool for all of you that love all the celestial beings. I thought that was a good story for you. Okay, this is kind of crazy. This is radioactive, potentially, let me put that word in there, potentially radioactive shrimp that is maybe in your freezer that you need to look for. Walmart recalling the certain lot codes of its Great Value brand frozen raw shrimp due to the potential of radioactive contamination. The recalled products, please listen up, they're Great Value brand frozen raw shrimp. The lot codes 8005540-1. You can go back again when this stream is over and maybe look back at this because it was sold in Missouri, by the way. 8005538-1 and then 8005539-1, all with a Best Buy date of March 15th of 27. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Missouri, Mississippi, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Texas, and West Virginia. That is where they were sold. So discard them or return them to any Walmart store for a full refund, which is what a lot of people always say. They're like, hey, I want my money back. I don't want to just, because groceries, we understand groceries are very high right now. If you're just tuning in, again, we are going through some news you can use. And all of you that love Cracker Barrel, I am very interested to see what you have to say about this next story. My husband is just in an earshot away from me because he came in with us today. He is a huge, huge fan of Cracker Barrel, and he's very mad at this for a handful of reasons. So since 1977, you have not seen that logo change. Look at that logo on the left side. You're familiar with it, right? The guy resting across the barrel. Well, now look at the one on the right. That is what you're going to see. They are getting a new look for the first time since 1977. They are also, though, changing the look inside, and that is what has social media all armed. They are actually pulling in much more of a modern look, and they are getting rid of a lot of the rustic aspect, everything that you knew, right? The antiques, the way we know Cracker Barrel to be. So this week they unveiled that new design. So go ahead, weigh in for me, live or later when you watch this. What do you think of the new logo? They said it's now rooted even more closely to the iconic barrel shape and word mark that started it all. In addition to the logo, the Cracker Barrel has country music singer Jordan Davis appearing in a new commercial. Cracker Barrel celebrating the refresh by offering customers a free classic side with any purchase on Saturday and Sunday, hoping that you keep your mouth shut probably and say, don't say anything about it. But there was one guy that said, I'm at a remodeled Cracker Barrel and I absolutely hate it. The timing's interesting considering that authentic farmhouse aesthetics, the very style Cracker Barrel was known for, have become increasingly popular on social media. This is all very strange, right? Some longtime fans feel the chain is moving away from the rustic charm that originally set it apart. So they said, all right, if you go in, you literally are going to feel like you're at every other restaurant. So what do you think? I'm going to put it up big on the screen. This is the new logo. I'd love for you to weigh in. Let us know what you think about it. Jim is not a fan, right? Say he's not at all. He's like, that's it. I'm not going to Cracker Barrel for my country boy anymore. All right. If you are hungry, I do want you to go to this because the Festival of Nations is this weekend at Tower Grove Park. That's in South City, Saturday and Sunday. And we're talking about food from 80 countries. In fact, I am super excited because I looked at some old footage that KMOV showed. And look at this. We just had Ajo on. That's her right there with fufu and sauce. She will probably be represented as she has been in the past. It is a free event, so you might as well go to that. And then here is my favorite story of the morning. A Metro East couple out of Belleville is in the running to be named, are you ready for this? America's favorite couple. They need our help. So right now, Gabriel's at home. He is moderating for you, by the way. Shout out to Gabriel. He's doing a great job. Just hired him a few days ago, and he is brilliant. He's going to drop in where you can cast your vote. So this is Jim and Cheryl Schofstall. They're in the running for the top prize. And in fact, as we are looking right now, they are, in fact, in first place. I just checked within the last hour. They are in the quarterfinals. We want to get them moving to where they get this. What would they get? $20,000 prize and a professional photo shoot for Variety magazine. And they said they will give away to their nonprofit Right Turn Ministries. I mean, I love them for so many reasons. Again, they met back in 1997 at Arch Helicopter. He was a new paramedic. She said, I was in the communications department. And here's my favorite thing. She said, he came in one day rocking his 80s style mullet. And she was immediately attracted to the mullet. She said, I literally chased him until he asked me out. And now 27 years later, they learned about this contest and they thought, hey, let's go ahead and enter. The winner of the America's Favorite Couple contest is picked by the public, and it looks like the votes are wrapping up today. So look at what Gabriel is putting in the comments, and let's go ahead and move them forward and try to get them to win. So congratulations for how far you've gotten, Jim and Cheryl. Good luck to you. Well, we almost had every game. Unfortunately, the Cards lost the final in the series to the Marlins. The final was 6-2. Now the Cardinals stay on the road. They're against the Rays. First pitch is at 6:35. And I find this ironic because my friend who does my hair, Sherry Anderson, she's got her big 1-year anniversary party tonight at Sheer Studios. And one of her favorite things to do is a Brazilian blowout. Well, today is Brazilian Blowout Day, National Hazy IPA Day, National Senior Citizens Day, and if you want some ice cream, National Spumani Day. There you go. You're all up to date in what we call news you can use. And now we get to have some fun. First, we're going to congratulate my friend Jessica. We'll talk about why, and we'll talk about the gala coming up, want to get those tickets sold. Again, we'll talk about all the sponsors that have stepped forward. I challenged a lot of you because I did my own sponsorship, and I was like, come on, guys, let's do this. Get your tickets, maybe get some things together for live auctions, silent auctions. Let's bring the community together to help them. We'll let you know when the gala is, and then we've got a fun show on tap for you as we debunk tons of myths about your doggy. So don't go anywhere.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
All right, we want some positivity, but we are all laughing here. If you're just tuning in, let me introduce my guest. If you are new to the show and you haven't seen her, Jessica Cook. She is the owner of Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. And she said, Monica, while you were doing that, I was back there checking my lymph nodes.
I'm like, the plague, radioactive shrimp, and Cracker Barrel is changing. The world is insane.
Yeah. There was so much more that I saw this morning. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. There was a flap that fell off of a Delta flight. And I'm like, but nobody was hurt. So I was like, I'm not doing that one. Everybody was good. But yes, the plague. And we were all like, not the bubonic plague, but if you just tuned in, they're saying again that this hasn't happened in 5 years, but the South Lake Tahoe area, but all those symptoms mirror something. So people are going to right away go, oh my God.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
fever,
the plague.
chills, and swollen lymph nodes. I'm just going to be like, test me for the plague every time. Yeah.
So she and I both said the exact same thing. I'm like, no, we're not going through another thing, are we?
No.
Don't shut our world down.
No more pandemics. Everybody's just going to have to adopt a barn cat, and we're getting rid of the plague. We're taking this into our own hands.
But you know what? Those are very serious things to be talking about, but also good reminders. You shouldn't be handling dead rodents. I mean,
Of course,
but the
yeah.
hard part is your animals are going to want to run up to things. And so they're saying
Yeah.
to keep the animals away from it. That's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult. And by doing all the preventatives and the essential oils and keeping all those away. And I have 4 barn cats, and they do their job. They do their job. They are constantly getting the rodents that are in the hay, or, all the dead thing. And we quickly get them out of there because they bring back a prize to us. But
Do they bring them in the house?
No,
Okay,
they're
good.
all outside cats, and
Okay.
they all just sit outside the barn like, look at our prizes. Yeah.
Look what we got for you. I mean, again, so we never want to do stories that alarm you, but I think that's one of those, we used to call them water cooler talkers, right? You would be like, hey, did you hear this? Like, there's somebody with a plague.
Janice got the plague. Yeah, that's why she's out. Yeah.
She's not a little sick. She's got the plague. So not to make light of it all, folks, but that's one of the stories. And then the other one was radioactive shrimp.
Yeah.
How does that even happen?
How does that happen?
Okay, so I'm going to bring the story back up again, but here's the deal. You and I, and it's one of my favorite shows, you and I talked about what is allowed in dog food.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big show, and I still want you all to go back to it. Actually, Gabriel, if you can do me a favor, if you go to YouTube, you might be able to find it. If you can't, we'll find it later.
Okay, so it says imported from Indonesia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we mentioned, I wanted to do it because it is
Which
in
I
our
wonder
area.
how many people realize that their shrimp is coming from Indonesia.
Correct.
Yep.
So yeah, it's prolonged exposure obviously would be the health risk, but it was detected levels of cesium-137 below the FDA's intervention levels, and so now it's this voluntary recall that they're doing. But
was it something in the water? How they were stored? How did they become radioactive? What is?
she's like,
so many questions.
What is happening here? Let's go. Let's look into this. So they are investigating reports of the contamination in shipping containers and products processed. This particular company, they were doing business as BMS Foods of Indonesia.
So something in the shipping containers.
Yeah.
And then
so they found it in shipping containers sent to the U.S. ports in LA, Houston, Miami, and Savannah, Georgia. And they collected several product samples, detected contamination in one sample of the frozen breaded shrimp. The shipping containers and the products were denied entry into the United States. However, the FDA then learned that the Walmart stores had received potentially affected products that were imported from that. So again, they recalled the products. We gave you the lot numbers earlier. You might want to go back to that. But again, it is a little scary.
And there's a local, I think it's in Forestal. There's a local shrimp farmer here.
Oh, really?
Where they grow. It's amazing. I went to her setup, and it's in tanks. It's a family shrimping farm that they grow. So like you can even get your shrimp local when you think of not getting, and you could take a tour and see how they do it. And so
you just made me go to Forrest Gump.
I know. The more local that you can.
Bubble gum? Yeah. Is it called bubble gum?
Yeah. Radioactive shrimp. Yeah.
That's not one we want. Put that one back. All right. So yeah. Okay. Julie's already saying it. So let's go ahead and go to it. Julie said, congratulations to Jessica. So what's happening here, my friend?
So the new mayor, Stephen Thompson, has been a huge supporter from day one when he was running. He's huge in the community and so much for change and more community involvement. And we've just kind of been talking, and he really didn't know everything that we've done, that I've done here, that how much we rescue in the community, and how knowledgeable we are and care for the boarding and grooming. And he's taken tours, and he asked if I could come to City Hall, bring friends or family, and he had something for me. And last night I showed up, and he gave me a proclamation with the seal, and said thanks for all the community impact that I have. And I just thought that was just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you deserve it. All right. I mean, honestly, this woman is truly a rock star. And I love you so much. You know that. We've been great friends over the last couple of years, and you deserve every accolade that's coming. I mean, we go all the way back to them. I don't know if they know this, and I wish I had a slide for it. I didn't know I was going to say this, but she got, what was the title you got? It was like the best,
the coolest pet place in America.
Coolest pet place in America, not in Missouri, not in St. Louis, in America. And that was how many years ago?
2021.
2021. Now this proclamation, but a lot of things that come their way. And I want you, again, we always ask you to share the shows and share all the great things that our guests are doing so that other people can know about them. So for those that don't know about Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue and the great work that she does, now they will. So thank you, Mayor, for giving her the proclamation and understanding that we all know how amazing she is. And I'm glad that you do as well. All right, we're going to have some fun today. I sent Jessica something that I saw on social media. And a lot of times I want this because I know that by whatever algorithm, it may come across your feed. So I don't remember the company, and that it doesn't matter because we don't want to give them any notoriety here, but it was fear mongering.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a way it's clickbait, which is what a lot of people call it. So it was talking about how they think you, and again, I want to stress this as you hear every word of this.
It was an ad for selling a new type of Dremel.
Yeah. Yes. And so in the ad, it was saying, never, ever, ever have your dog's paws nails trimmed at a groomer, because in it, yes, right? Let's do the emoji. Let's do double hands. It was saying that every time they get their nails done, that the reason why they freak out and they show their teeth and they growl and they cry is that it causes tiny little fractures.
I watched that whole thing and I was like, oh my gosh. It was like professionally done or AI generated.
Oh, that video was incredible.
It was nice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if people who and it had a ton of views, I'm like, they probably sold this product and it couldn't be more false.
Okay. There is the first myth that we want to debunk, because she went and talked to a veterinarian and the veterinarian said it is absolutely false.
Yeah.
And then came back and said that would be similar to us getting our nails done.
Yeah. So they're saying never cut the dog's nails or because you're actually and they went as far as to show some x-rays and all this stuff that it was actually breaking the dog's toes when you cut the toenails with a trimmer, which is so false. It's keratin but then at the end, when they're showing their tool, they're hanging on to the dog's paw the same way that you're doing that. And yeah, I just wanted to, I knew it was false, but I wanted to have a doctor backing. And she sent that. She's like, no, you're not going to fracture a dog's paw by trimming its nails.
This is what frustrates me. I mean, again, there's so much false information on the internet. And I know people said they stopped watching the news because they're like, I don't know what to believe anymore. This is the world we're in. We don't know what to believe, but that's why I like to do your research. I immediately sent this to Jessica. I'm like, this isn't true, is it? This is and I know it's an ad but there's tons of things. Like there's stuff that people are talking about for humans and for animals alike, just so that they can sell their own product.
Yes.
And then they put this really professional video together.
Yeah.
Because again, that whole thing made you go, never will I do that again.
And time passes, but usually then it's too late. Like think about when, oh my gosh, do you remember the fen pills way back in
yes.
You know, they were diet pills and then they were giving everybody heart attacks because it's just caffeine.
Correct.
Like that wasn't
massive amounts of caffeine.
So research what you're putting in your body, what you're using around. The same with like energy drinks now, and the alcohol and energy drinks, those are all banned now, and people thought that was a good idea. You can drink more and have energy. Like, no,
you're mixing an upper and a downer. So that is the first one. That is no. So if you see that, do not get pulled in to buy their Dremel. But let me ask you that when it comes to actually doing their nails, it should be professionally done, because those quicks, it scares me and I don't know what I'm doing, which is why I'm like, nope, you guys do it, please. Especially when it's a black nail and I can't see anything. Is it better to have them done the way you all do them at the groomer? Or if someone can't get to the groomer, is it okay to use a Dremel?
Yeah, it's okay to use a Dremel.
Does it do the same? Is it
It
doing
does
as good?
the same. It's not, it depends. All dogs are different on their gait, how they walk. So we'll see like older dogs if they're favoring one leg, one side is a lot shorter. So you can't trim those. And then one's longer. Or sometimes like my Frenchie, she must walk on her middle toes. So her back ones are always, or her side ones are always longer. So it's not, you're trimming, you can't trim all the nails the same
way.
length at the same, yeah, sometimes, and it's really hard to Dremel the dew claw. So we always trim that. But yeah, if they're so long, you'd be Dremeling all day long. So you do have to clip before you Dremel on most dogs, unless they're coming in regularly and you can just Dremel. So
why do they hate it so much? Why do some cry? Why do some get aggressive?
It depends. I would say it's definitely not more. I would say maybe 10% of the dogs each day don't like their nails done, but the rest of them they're okay. They're in a routine.
It's just a matter of, which is one of the things we talk about, why you go through training and socialization when the dog is very young, so that they get used to little kids pulling on them, pulling with their feet, pulling on their tail. Yeah. Is it just the fact that they don't like their feet touched?
Sometimes, and some dogs don't like the noise of the Dremel at all. So you're never going to be able to Dremel those, or we do some desensitization where you put the Dremel just by them, so they just see it. Then you turn it on. You're not even touching their feet. And we can do that a lot with rescues because they're here every day. Right. But if we're just seeing a client once a month, then we say, there's some things to do, just like with the vacuum. Like just set the vacuum in the middle of the floor when you're not vacuuming and desensitize them to that. But yeah, it just, and then sometimes we'll see puppies that come in and they already don't like their nails done. And they say, oh, we were going to do them at home and we held them down and we got one. So we
tied them down.
Yeah. So, and we're like, oh, start your puppy at a groomer or a vet, just so it's done properly
from day one.
And then if you want to do it later after they already know what to expect, they've had good experiences, then go from there.
Well, and that was another thing in that ad. They were like, oh, yes, and the sound to the dogs, it's like a jet, and it's right in their ears. And I'm like,
I don't know what Dremel they're using, but it should not sound like a jet. Yeah.
So like it's piercing to them. They hate it. Yeah. I was like, oh, God. But she's right, though. The bad thing is there were thousands of people that saw that clicked on it, that asked questions about it, and evidently probably bought it.
It's the power of social media with false
lying
narratives and
fake news.
It's amazing that it can just go on.
So this show needs to be shared so that we can debunk that one. Again, by the way, if there are any questions or myths that you want us to debunk, let us know. We're going to go through some of these. So I went and just Googled a bunch that I was like, oh yeah, here's one of them. Dogs don't feel guilt. Do they or don't they?
It's a human emotion that we're putting on them. So it can come across as guilt, but they're just, how some dogs, when you, like, for instance, my Mastiff is not allowed on the couch, and I go outside and he'll try to step up on the couch. I'll look at him through the window and he kind of rolls off like it wasn't me. It's not necessarily a guilt. He knows what he wasn't supposed to be doing, and he's just going to go walk away now.
Yeah, because I saw that one and I was like, I think they feel it. I mean, especially you look, now here's the videos I do love to watch when they're like, who did it? And there's like 3 dogs and the dogs will all look at the one, they'll all look at the one that did. Yes. They do. They put their ears down, they put their tail between their legs.
Well, it's also, think about, when some people are like, if we said, who did it?
Yeah.
Who did it? Or versus who did it? The dog's like, whoa, it's very somber. So they can get that look of what's happening around. So definitely just the phonetic sounds of what we're saying too.
Yeah. Okay. And I would agree with that, because if we raise our voice a little bit, right? You think about all the kids that you have and you're frustrated and you're stressed and you're yelling at the kids. As soon as the tone changes, I see the dogs dart away.
Exactly.
Like, is it me?
Exactly. It's the tone, just like, with toddlers, sometimes when it's goofy and they have all this stuff on their face and you're like, oh my gosh, what'd you do? And it's more of like a grin versus, what did you do? They know the difference between, so
don't put me in timeout, Mom.
Exactly.
If you're just tuning in, Kathleen said, congratulations, Jessica. Very well deserved. That was the exact same thing that I saw that Julie said, congratulations on all your wonderful news yesterday, your daughter and the proclamation. So congratulations on so many levels. If you have something that you want us to debunk, let me know. All right, I'm going to run through some of these. There's a ton out there. Only sick dogs eat grass.
False.
Okay, so why do they eat grass? I've always wanted to know that.
They're not necessarily sick, but they're lacking some vitamins or nutrients. Yep, they're getting it from grass in the evening has a lot of sugar in it too, and from the sun, so it's it's more delicious in the evening. That's why I can't put my chubby horses out in the evening, because the sun has been filling the blades of grass full of sugar all day. So they only get it in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, because again, one of the things I always heard was if you see your dogs eat grass, that they want to throw up.
Yeah.
And false. See? This is why we're taking it all to her. Okay, let's see. There's a ton out there, by the way. Wagging tails are always happy. I've heard
false,
that's not true.
False. A dog will wag its tail while it's trying to bite you in the face. Yeah.
So again, if you see, but that is true. If you see a wagging tail, a lot of times people believe, especially when they're out walking and they're with the kid, and they're like, "Oh, the tail's wagging. We can approach it."
No, so this is one of the things we train as people start as cleaners and just behavior. So a wagging tail that is loose and low and slow, that is a happy dog tail.
Okay. Loose and low and slow.
Loose, low, and slow. That is, think of a golden retriever coming to see you. That's a happy dog tail. Think of a tail that's tucked between the legs and wagging really fast. That's a nervous and dogs are either fright or flight. So you can run the risk of that low waggy tail, and sometimes a little bit of submissive urine comes with that low waggy tail. That dog could either try to get you when you go near, or they could just pass out, like those ones that are like, oh, I give up. A tail that is very straight up, like shepherd tail, that's straight up and out and kind of wagging jagged. That's like a police dog. When they're so excited, they're going to get to go bite somebody. They're going to get to go find the guy. That is a very alert, lookout tail.
Wow. Again, these are all the things. I knew that this was going to be a show that I was going to love, and it all stemmed from that video. And I was like, let's do this, because there's a lot out there. These are the things you need to remember. It's kind of like snakes. I always forget what they say, but Jim's like, look at the head. I'm like, I don't want to get that close to that.
I don't know what they say about snakes, but I don't care, because if I see one, I'm gone.
He's like, it's not venomous, Monica. And I'm like, how do you know?
That's a good snake.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what Jim said. It's a black snake. They eat everything. Leave them alone.
I don't care. I'm going this way.
Yeah. That's my girl right there. He's like, did you check its head? No.
Yeah. Nope. I think it had one. Yeah.
It had a head. You didn't chop it off?
No, I'm not getting anywhere near a snake.
Look, if you've never been part of Positive Talk Time, we have literally had so much fun over the last couple of years. We laughed together. We've cried together. We have educated you. We are educating you today as we're going through and debunking some myths. If you have any, do you have any questions, by the way, of things that you've always wanted to know? Drop a comment in. All right, Rose, hang on. We'll get right back to you. Everybody else, drop your comments in right now, and we will debunk those myths. I also want to let you know, next Wednesday, I'd love to see you, by the way, Mobile Monica at Miller Furniture, coming up at 11 a.m. You want to talk about a business that knows what they're doing? 98 years in business, 4 locations. We're going to be at the Fairview Heights location. That's their warehouse. And right now, for their 98th year, they have a tax-free sale on $8 million of in-stock furniture, or you can get 60 months, 0% interest. So take advantage of that. Again, next Wednesday, we'd love to see you at our Mobile Monica coming up at 11 a.m. at the Fairview Heights location. Come see us and stock up on furniture for your home or your business.
Discover your full potential with a personalized styling experience. Designing, customizing, and transforming the looks of men and women. Revamp your individual style and embrace what makes you, you. That's real confidence.
And that's how you find us. We are now, by the way, on 7 platforms live this morning: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Rumble, LinkedIn, and now Twitch. Do you even know about Twitch?
Nope.
Kids do, though.
I don't have
it's
time
a
for
gaming
anymore.
site. I know. But if you do want us on a different platform, let us know. We also are dropping this morning at 8 a.m. as soon as the show's over on our audio podcast platforms, Mr. Fresh, who we featured just about a week ago. Have you ever seen him?
No.
He is a kidpreneur, entrepreneur, and he has his own. Oh, actually, I do need to introduce you to him. Not only does he have air fresheners, which is how he started. He was 11 years old and he said he wanted to open this luxury car dealership. And his mom's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. He's like, okay, what else can I do? How about, can I make air fresheners for cars? And she goes, that we can do.
Awesome.
And so he has gotten nationwide coverage. He is doing great. He is now in Walmart, where the radioactive shrimp is. He is in Walmart. He's in Mobile on the Run. And I think Deerbirch and Schnucks.
That's amazing.
Right? And so I'm so super proud of him, but he also has dog wipes.
Okay.
So when your dogs go out, well, let me ask you that. Are those good? Are those okay for us to use? Oh no.
So I like just a
Great.
good old damp rag, because it's just water and getting off. So
Okay, so we need to know what's in these.
Yes.
All right, I'll check that.
Yeah.
I know he uses essential oils and different things.
Yep, essential oils, and then sometimes, like, if you have to, like a hypoallergenic baby wipe is good too.
Those are good?
Yeah.
Okay. But again, we should do that though, because they've got a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
all over their paws, and
Yeah.
clean them all off.
Yep.
All right. If you're just tuning in, it is Pawsitive Talk time. We do this for you every other Thursday, being joined by the owner, Jessica Cook. You did, by the way, since we saw you last, adopt out Martini and Bellini.
Yes, they are
Puppy's gone.
Yes, they are gone.
But the long timers are still here. I saw Church, by the way.
yes, yes.
Church was playing around this morning when I first got here. Church is beautiful. I don't get it.
He's beautiful. He's just one of those dogs that the first couple times you meet him, he's just gonna be like, "Who are you?"
He was
Who are you?
looking through the window like,
Yep.
who are you?
And then we can't stress enough, like, people that, we have 43 employees, and he all loves them. It took them a couple times of meeting, walking, just
Getting used
to him. He's fine, but he's a dog at first where he just is kind of like, let me see what you got.
Well,
Yeah,
that should be all of us, isn't it? We're not all best friends when we first meet. What kind of dog is he? Do we know?
He's
maybe
like a Great Pyrenees Anatolian.
He's beautiful, by the way. So if you haven't seen him, actually, Gabriel, if you can do me a favor, the easiest way to find usually is on Pet Finder, isn't it?
Yeah, Pet Finder or our Facebook page.
Okay, go to the Facebook page if you can and see if you can find Church, and then pop it into the comments. I want all of the babies adopted, but Church has been here a little while.
Church and Mariah are our only dog rescues here that have the year 2024 on their file. So yeah.
And Mariah I don't get it.
I know.
Jim goes, Monica, stop. No more dogs.
I know.
Mariah, though, is just so sweet. Did I see Chai got adopted?
Chai got adopted. Yes. And that was a wonderful adoption. A guy came in, single man, said, find me the right dog. I don't care what type of dog it is. I'm looking for one that might be good with nieces and nephews, that likes to run. I work from home sometimes. So we introduced them to Mint, Chai, and Brioche, and Chai was the winner.
Chai had beautiful eyes, by the way. I love Chai. Again, this is what we want. So whenever we do the shows and we show different dogs, or literally just go and follow them. That's the best way, because they do a great job. And she's so funny with all the posts she has. Facebook, Instagram, follow them. You do have 3 pages. You have a Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue page, Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa Cottleville, Yuppy Puppy Pet Spa O'Fallon. So your best bet, like I do, is just follow them all.
We have so many dogs in different places for
to get adopted.
Yeah.
Last time we were here, you had 30. Do you have 27 now?
No.
You brought more in?
We have 32 because we got Buttons.
Oh, Buttons. I did see Buttons.
Gumbo. And last night we brought in Egan. He's named Egan because he was found outside at the James Egan Center in North County. So he's a little Shih Tzu. So he just arrived. And yeah.
Okay, so check it out. There's a dog for you or someone that you love. Again, always finding out the dog that matches you best. All right, let's go back to this before we continue to debunk some myths. So Rose said, Jessica, I don't want to make my own, but are there any quality dog treats that I can buy? All of them seem to have junk ingredients.
Yeah, it's true. I definitely recommend Stella and Chewy's.
Stella and Chewy's, okay.
Because they are single ingredient treats for a lot of them. So what you're getting is just duck, and they're all human grade too. So
Perfect.
that quality is better. So Stella and Chewy's, I haven't met a dog who hasn't liked them. And even their food, which is freeze dried nuggets, you can give just that as snacks too. So it's kind of a hack to get more snacks at a cheaper price to feed their dog food.
And those are sold at regular grocery stores, aren't they? Or main pet stores?
I believe Stella and Chewy's now is either in a Petco or PetSmart. They used to just be in the boutiques, but they've moved. I've even seen them at Costco, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like
stock up.
Yeah.
Okay, Stella and Chewy, there you go, Rose. But you are right. And if you saw that show we did, it was really alarming for a lot of people. They're like, wait, that's exactly the food and the treats that I'm serving. And we told you that there was
jet fuel and Teflon and poison.
Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. Yeah, stay away from a lot of the crunchy biscuits.
What did you say was in old milk bones?
Sawdust.
Okay, come on. You do not want to give that to your animals anymore. Julie, I've bought more at Farmer's Market, but would love more convenience. I did too. Walmart, son loved it.
The key is look for, I think there's a company called Bear Bites too. So single ingredient treats. You can get tons of freeze dried beef jerky that's just beef jerky that's been dehydrated for dogs. And the novel proteins too, if your dog has allergies, like ostrich and alligator. And those are all the things that dogs are less likely to have allergies because they haven't worked up that chicken and beef and pork tolerance.
See, and I wanted you all to hear that because we used to, we're talking years ago, we used to give our dogs, but when we would get food, it would be chicken. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm hearing that that's not the best. And it was moving towards fish. We now have kangaroo.
Yeah.
Yep. So we moved to that, but we do still have kibble, but it's kangaroo. Then every morning, you changed us so much. And Jim, actually, we're seeing a difference. So she asked me, are you seeing a difference? We put a raw egg. Mm-hmm. She also told me to go ahead and put the shell in.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Yeah. Everyone's like, gross. And I'm like, Jessica said.
Yeah.
It's like she speaks, I listen. So raw egg on top in the morning. And then in the evening, we were putting, oh gosh, I forget the name of the brand. I'll have to get it to you. But it's the raw meat that we put in the freezer. Okay. That we thaw out, put that and mix it in with their food and bone broth.
Yeah.
That's good, right?
That's all great things.
See, make the changes. Things. These are the things you all need to know. Okay. I found a goofy photo of church. Okay. So Gabriel just dropped that in for you. Okay. Dog ears. I want to get to this one. I grew up always hearing that a dog was 7 years old, right? Yeah. Then I heard over the years that in the beginning, that they jump to a teenager like really, really quick. And then it starts to slow down like by 3-4 years. Yeah. Is this true?
Yes. Depending on breeds. So larger dogs do go closer to that 7-year range, but the small dogs they have found. So all the dogs, you're right. Like the first 2 years, they're like, think 1 to 7.
Okay.
And like they're kindergartner. And then the next year is teenage years. Yep. So that's how you see some of those behavior things changing. And then, so smaller dogs they're thinking between like 4 and 6 years at a time, but the large dogs still 7. And then I think their last years, they bumped it up to like 9 years at a time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So again, and where did that ever come from when we were growing up? I mean, again, you all go back, I don't know what age you all are, but if you go back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, it was, and then all of a sudden it started switching that no longer was it 7 years.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like an urban legend because that's same everybody. Oh, they're, there's
your dog 7. Oh, it's 49.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
They're like, no, not anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. That's it. So again, if you have a myth that or something out there that you want to know if it's true or false, let us know. Anne says, good morning. Going to buy our tickets. Yay! Okay, let's go to the gala soon. Looking forward to the gala. Yay! So let's go ahead and jump to that. The gala is coming up. I am super excited. First of all, you want to tell them about who's playing music?
Friction Drive, Linda Gall. And we're so excited. First of all, she's phenomenal.
She is
with
incredible.
her voice, her genre, she can do whatever. But I don't think people realize how much of an animal advocate she is.
Yep.
And she, Gumbo actually came from her too, because her mission when people are kind of down on their luck or women's shelters and they have nowhere to go, she helps them so much and reaches out to all the rescues and arranges transport. And if you can tag this one, please help.
Sure.
And so she's huge animal lover.
She's always, and again, if you follow her, she's always posting. Somebody must have deleted my gala thing. She is always posting different animals and saying, "Hey, can you help this animal? Can you help that animal?" So but from a musical standpoint, she's brilliant.
Yes.
She's truly incredible. So so she's gonna be doing the music. There's a live auction, silent auction. We had a great time last year and raised a lot of money in the live auction. You've been popping in and showing some things that you've had so far for live auction.
Yeah.
Was it a trip?
Yes, we have I think it's all inclusive. I think, is it Punta Cana? I'm not sure. It's Mexico.
Yeah.
And so that's a ticket drawing that night. So we sell so many tickets, and it's always fun to do the barrel and pull out and who's going on that trip. So we have that.
Your silent auction items were amazing. I'm going to give you major props.
I'm excited about them this year.
Oh, good.
So my mom.
Her mom is incredible, by the way.
I need to put a GoPro on her because she has gone to so many places, and she gave me her little spiel that she does. And she's like, my daughter saves all these dogs, and she's showing them pictures on the phone, and she does a once a year gala. And, whatever she's doing, it's working. So we got a Nintendo Switch, and Walmart became a sponsor.
Wow. Oh, congrats.
Yep.
Wow.
And the Home Depots have been so generous. We have 2 grills, a fireplace, patio furniture.
I need patio furniture.
I mean, amazing. And that's just some of, we have a power washer. I can't wait to start putting these previewing some of these
things. Way to go, Mama.
I mean, all kinds of food gift certificates and just.
Okay. I keep talking about this and everyone's like, where'd you get that? We finally used it. And I was like, we better use it soon because I think it's coming up where it's, you always look at your certificates, by the way, because it usually has a 1-year expiration. You had a package that you put together that was a anniversary edition of Camus wine with a $150 gift certificate to Bristol's.
Yes.
That's what I kept bidding on. And Jim's like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is an incredible buy.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan. Everybody that knows me, I'm a huge fan of silent auctions and live auctions. Why? You're giving to the charity that you're there for in the first place. You're getting something amazing. And a lot of times it's something you probably would have bought anyway, or we are approaching Christmas time. I know it's hard for me to say that because it's almost September and you're like, wait a minute, one season at a time, but it's going to be here before we know it. So start thinking about gifts or birthday gifts, anniversary gifts. Think about those things. That's what I do when I go to auctions and I just have fun. And we walked out of one the other day and Jim's like, Monica, we need a cart.
I've done that too.
I was like, that was breaking my back. Yeah. So we haven't said it yet. Tell them when it is, where it is, and how they can get tickets.
November 8th at Whitmore Country Club. It's a wonderful sit-down dinner, open bar. Monica's emceeing. We have cocktail hour that is sponsored this year again by Retire Once Management. So our dogs are on the patio, and that was such a fun mingle time too. It gives you an up close and personal what your money is going to.
I love
we
that.
Should put a little tag how much their vet bill was on them.
Do it.
I
think and we did a show on that in the past of, okay, if you're making this donation. Actually, my mom was so cute last time. She gave Jessica $20 and she's like, by the way, that pays for
a microchip.
A microchip.
Yeah.
All these things. So if you say, well, because people always are like, I don't have much to give. Anything you can do. $50. What would $50 pay for?
$50 would be rabies. Well, $40 is usually the vet appointment.
Okay.
And
there you go.
To get them seen. And it'd be the rabies and a distemper. So you're paid for vaccinating a dog with $50.
Again, everything that you can do. And a lot of times you get the kids involved and they might want to do something fun. They might want to make little, bracelets, jewelry. They're all amazing kidpreneurs right now. So maybe they do something to raise money for this coming up in the fall. so I did a $500 sponsorship a couple of weeks ago. I was challenging people to do the same. That one only had one left, or is it sold out now?
No, there's still one left.
One left.
One
Okay,
left.
if you can do a $500 sponsorship, what would $500 cover?
$500 would cover a spay and neuter and vaccines.
Okay, so that's what we did for the Real Monica Adams team, and I love that. By the way, Gabriel, can you do me a favor? Can you put in the link or in the comments so that they don't have to go searching for it, where they can purchase a ticket? So the easiest is?
It's on our Facebook. I think it's up on the website, but it's a Cheddar
Up, right?
Cheddar Up app. It's super simple. You put your information in there, and that's your ticket for the evening. And this year we're using that app also to check out for the evening too. So
Make it
super simple. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have a lot of fun, and we would love for you to be there.
You can also purchase your tickets in house too. If you wanted to come to any Yuppy Puppy location, they can do the ticket with our Clover.
Look at Gabriel, you're so quick. He already did it. Thank you. He already posted. He's like, come on, Monica, I'm way ahead of the game. He's doing great. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we are debunking some myths that are out there. All right, I've heard this one before. Dogs are colorblind.
They're not colorblind. They have a different, we covered this one too. So trying to think, that's very hard to see yellow.
That's why it was yellow.
They see different, and we talked about in night too, like a red ball in the grass. Like they can't see, or blue ball in the grass. So it's very, so not color blind, but color limited on what they can see.
Okay. Dogs can catch a cold.
Absolutely.
I knew that one was true. So because a lot of people say, okay, if I have something, and a lot of people like to cuddle in their dogs, right? We feel better when they're by them, when they're by us. If we have a cold, if we're running a fever, should we keep them away like we keep other people away?
So yes, there's more and more research and studies being done on this, and I believe it's since COVID.
Yep.
And that, yes, I do believe there is some of the zoonotic strands that we can transmit. Yeah.
Okay. So I know it's hard because you want the animals by you, but we don't want to give that. Okay. I've heard this one before, and so I have clients that come into my house, and they look, because Adelaide's a little kisser. She will kiss, she'll get right in there. I don't know how that tongue gets in, but I swear the dog Frenches you. And one of my clients is like, gross, you guys kissing a dog. I heard in the past that people said, well, dogs have clean mouths. They have cleaner mouths than a lot of other animals. Yes or no? It's false. You're going to make me stop kissing my dog.
False.
Okay.
Cleaner mouths, I would say, for them, like they do have a good bacteria when they are licking a wound for them. But also, too, it depends on, if you don't get your dog's dental done, that tartar is just infection going into their bloodstream and their mouth, and makes a huge difference. So yeah, unless your dog just went to the dentist and
right.
Because no, and they carry so many things, and they lick their butts, and they eat things.
Poop.
So yeah.
So we shouldn't be kissing them?
No.
Jessica.
I know.
Because they can get that to us. Right?
Yes, there is a lot of nasty things that you can get from kissing your dogs. And that's something, so we make all of our new hires watch this Vetfolio video of, because everyone, when we see a puppy kissing all over new place, we're like, you watch that video, right? Like we can get all the parasites that the dogs get.
It's so hard, right? To say no to them because they want to kiss you like crazy. Okay, well, that's an interesting one. And I'm going to go and piggyback off of something she just said. We adopted Opus after a couple of years, and we knew nothing about his background, right? We've talked about this before. We think he was abused, but we also thought something was wrong with his teeth. He never shows his mouth. He won't let you get near him either. He ended up having to have 7 teeth pulled. Yeah. Bacteria galore.
Yeah.
So definitely they didn't take care of his. We get ours. I've had mine professionally done. But if you want to keep your dog's mouth clean, we have covered this before, but I know a lot of you are brand new to the show. She's not a fan of greenies.
Not a fan of greenies. And dogs have to have moisture. So when their saliva, when they're eating, that is what, like, wolves and dogs in the wild, when they're eating carcasses and meat and bones, they're not getting dentals. They have great teeth. They have to produce that saliva and have that ripping and tearing, not a chunk of, not eating cereal. So they need bones and bone broth and fresh meat. It's actually the enzymes that are helping keep that tartar off.
Right, because we think about the fact that we took them out of the wild, we domesticated them, and so it's all how would they eat out in the wild. We changed all that. She just said cereal for a reason because kibble is just processed, pretty much like cereal.
It's just convenient.
That's not a myth. That's a definite. Again, we are talking about myths. So, well, she just said it. Dogs need to chew on bones. What are the best bones for them?
Nothing that splinters. So there's usually if you go to a small boutique private like pet store, we've got like some Treats Unleashed and some the Bark one down the street. They'll have a whole freezer section, and those are
go to the freezer.
Yeah, they're in the freezer. Okay. Those are specifically their dog bones. So no chicken, none of the little bones. They're all made especially for them. And then again, though, those are usually they're single time bones. So they're going to eat it. You can pick it back up, put it back in the freezer, but you don't want to let that bone sit out for them to eat.
Okay, Gabriel, you're so silly. He just said you don't want to wind up with the plague.
Yeah.
by allowing your dog to kiss you. I love it. By the way, Gabriel, you got to come here one of these Thursdays because I think he lives in St. Charles County.
I do think, though, if like the news tried to say there's a puppy plague, people would be like, man, worth it. Like that.
Exactly. People sign up. They want to do like a kissing booth. Hey, you need. Oh, no, wait. See? We just said not to do it, but you would make money.
Yeah.
You could kiss the dogs. Okay, we're going to do a little rapid fire as we do our final 10 minutes with Jessica of true or false as we go through and debunk these myths that are out there about whether these things with you. I'm actually going to throw a cat one out because I don't want the cat people to say, well, it's positive talk time, but our cats have paws too. All right, I'm going to pull in your cats. And one particular myth about that, which I've always been interested to see, is this true or false? We have that coming up for you next.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
You look at the calendar, yes, August 21st, which means summer is about wrapping up. In fact, in just a couple of weeks, the public pools will close right around Labor Day. But if you know somebody that still has a pool, and if the temperatures warm up, which is crazy because we're talking about low 50s already, and you might need a heater then, find somebody that has a heater. And hopefully you haven't had all the trouble that we've had this year. I heard from Just Pools that a lot of people have had a hard time with the algae in the pool because it's been so crazy hot, and with all the rain, it's really been a rough summer. We've been up there buying so many chemicals, but you got to love it because she tested for you. Don't do it by yourself because you'll be wasting a lot of money. Run your water sample up, let them test for her. And I was shocked, but she was like, you got to put 7 gallons of shock in and the algicide, and immediately it was done. You also have to do the manual labor though. Don't just make the automatic cleaners do their work. She's like, unfortunately, you are going to have to get in and manually do the vacuum, which is what we did. And then guess what? The very next day, it was super clear. So they're located on the West Outer Road. They're in Arnold, 3987. Give them a call or just stop on by. Madonna, thank you again for being one of our many sponsors. And if you've seen this list, it just keeps growing and growing. We've got even more people that are joining us next week. I'm super excited. People want to put their brand with some positivity, which is what we do here. All right. Cats always land on their feet.
There was just a study out. It is pretty close. It's like 97% of cats land on their feet.
Okay, so this is true.
Yeah.
It's because I think people hear that and they're just like, oh, let's drop them from this far.
Yeah,
Will they?
Don't
do that.
Don't just be dropping your cat.
Just to drop them. Okay, we talked about a lot of things. So go back in this show, share it with your family, your friends, and your followers, and let them know. So if we yawn, will a dog yawn right after this? Is it catchy?
It is catchy. Yeah, we've tried this before. So if you're really have a bond with your dog, they will do the same thing.
Are they always tired when they yawn?
No.
See?
No.
Sometimes
Actually, nervous,
anxious, right?
Yes, anxious and nervous yawning. Yeah, it's avoidance.
Dogs like hugs.
Some of them don't.
It depends on their breed, if they trust you.
Yeah.
Or not. Great Danes aren't compatible with, what's this one say?
I don't know.
Oh, darn it.
I think it's supposed to say with apartments, which would be false.
Okay.
Because a lot of people think, that big dog needs a lot of space to run.
Oh, yeah, right.
Not really. A Mastiff's not running anywhere.
They
They would be fine. And they actually, if it was a first floor apartment, that's their dream.
Okay. Aggression is based on breed.
False.
See?
False.
And there's so many stereotypes out there. We've said this on so many shows.
So many stereotypes. Yes.
Poor pit bulls. I'm just going to say poor pit bulls. And Dobermans. And
all the
Rottweilers.
pit bulls that we have right now are, because I don't want to throw out any of the other rescues names who they are, but they are better dogs than some of the other ones that we have. Yeah.
Why did they get that bad rep?
It's just stigma. They do have a lot of prey drive, just because they're a terrier, just like a Westie, just like a Yorkie. So some things can trigger their prey drive, meaning going after little dogs. And if people aren't handling them, but so can an Aussie, a cattle dog.
Right.
So,
we know that. We know that. Dogs hate cats.
False.
Absolutely. Good dogs don't bite.
False. That is so false. It's an animal. Any dog can bite.
Dogs can swim well.
Not
Depends
all
on
of
the
them.
breed.
Yeah, so a pug will sink to the bottom.
Oh,
You better
really?
have a life.
So they don't all know how to do the doggy paddle?
No, some of them will try, but they're not going to make it. Yeah.
So we talked earlier, this is one that if you didn't hear, again, that when they are eating grass, it could be a nutrient deficiency, not that they're always sick. But the other one was dogs can't digest grains.
It's not good for them. They ferment. We talked about rice is one of the worst things you can give when a dog has an upset stomach. It's actually fermenting in their stomach, causing their stomach more upset. And corn and it's a filler. They don't need that.
Again, she's always talking about simple ingredients, one ingredient. Again, when you see anything and you look at the labels, which you should be doing, and you see a laundry list of ingredients, put it back. And then things it's not always true about things that you can't pronounce, but I mean, ideally. Let's see. Okay, just a couple more. Dogs heal themselves. By licking.
True and false, because dogs can create more issues by licking as well, with nervous licking and creating just a patch of, they can self-mutilate themselves too. So
if you see them lick, because I will look and go, stop licking your paws. If they're doing that, why are they doing that, by the way?
Paw licking is usually it's irritation, definitely seasonally too, with all the rain and humidity and things. The ragweed was high. Think about when I'm barefoot in my yard and I go in, my feet are a little itchy because I've been walking around in the wet grass. And
so they're just trying to get that off. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to leave the last one for the cats. Cats purr because they're happy.
I believe so. That one I'm not too sure. I mean, most likely.
That little motor in them, right?
Yeah.
That they love you and... I love this. See, again, there's a lot of myths out there that we wanted to debunk for you. We could do this.
My barn cats will purr too, but when they're also trying to go get something. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, one more time. We are at Yuppy Puppies Forever Rescue. Check them out. When's your next meet and greet?
We are having one tomorrow.
Okay.
From 11 to 5.
Yeah, this location?
Yes.
Okay, so at Cottleville, if you want to come and check out, they have 32 dogs, by the way, between their Cottleville and their O'Fallon location. Get these babies adopted out. Check out those Longtimers, Church and Mariah, beautiful dogs. I know they're right for someone out there, and that's the importance of sharing our show. Like and follow so you get notified when we go live. We'll be back with Jessica coming up in September as we get closer and closer to the gala. If you are just hearing about the gala, look in the comments. Gabriel sent all the information to you that you can click on. Anne said earlier she was purchasing her ticket. Thank you for doing so. Mark just got my gala tickets. Yay. Is this Mark Miller from Miller Furniture? I can't click on that. I think it may be. Well, thank you. We appreciate that and all the work that you do. And of course, all the work that you do. This has been a fun show. All right. Anything that you would ever like us to cover in an upcoming show, shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. We did talk last time. We're going to carry it over about getting your houses ready for fall and that you're doing something here also to get ready. So we are already kind of inching into that. Our temperature kind of feels like that, but I think that's best best served as we get into September, because we'll get closer into fall in that fall mindset. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Love you, my friend.
Love you.
So good to see you. And to all of you, thank you so much. We're actually going to continue the theme of dogs. We're going to do Barking Baker tomorrow, our third edition for our Foodie Friday. We'll have a little fun. We just recently had a birthday for Adelaide, and I made her a birthday cake. We'll see how it comes out. That is our Foodie Friday segment. Thanks all for tuning in today. Remember what we always ask you to do, not only to humans, but be kind to your animals. Have a great day.